whatever the case may be, Marcus Rashford was the protagonist in that moment, and then that really catapulted itself, Craig, into the second goal. What do you make of Marcus Rashford's performance today, and really what he's done so far for Manchester United?
Well, I think his form is excellent. His goal scoring, he's back getting the goals regularly. I thought, I think one of the stories here is really, how United made changes, but how Man City really imploded. I mean, they were in such control of this game. So it's difficult to talk about United's performance. They had moments in that second half, particularly when he made changes, Eric Ten Hag. But yeah, Rashford's the man for him at the moment. You can see how sort of Casemiro's warming to him and talked about him. But yeah, I think you look at City in that second half and you think, how have you managed to throw that away again? And it's quite scary. And I think Guardiola's talked about body language. And I think a good old British saying, kick up the backside. I think a few of these Man City players are in for a rude awakening. The poor performance at Southampton, another poor defeat here. So yeah, I mean, City maybe get more questions at the moment about their playing squad, their performances than Man United. But yeah, Marcus Rashford has been. It's good to see. Good to see a player back playing with confidence again.
Yeah, we'll get back to Rashford in a minute as well. But just because Craig's brought that up, Mark, what is wrong with City at the moment? What's the feeling in Manchester?
Well, I mean, if you look at City stats, away from home, they've scored 6 goals in 8 games. 6 in 8 games. I mean, that's almost relegation form. That's an odd competition. That's 6 goals in 8 games. And 3 of those came at Leeds. So I think things are beginning to work out that City play a certain way now. That everything goes to Erling Haaland and not play with that same sort of wave after wave of attacks, which you had last season. We had, Raheem Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, we had Mahrez, Phil Foden. You had 6 attacking players last season, all moving around. They were like wasps around the jam jar, weren't they? They were just flying everywhere. Now they don't just do the middle. And although Haaland's a great player, he did nothing today. He was absolutely anonymous. But that's been the case in a couple of away games. So I do think that, Erling Haaland's been bought to win the Champions League for Man City. It's as simple as that. And if Haaland scores a goal in the semi-final, a goal in the final, that's his job done. But I do think he's made City more predictable. And I think, we've seen it before. Man United have seen Ronaldo more predictable. A centre forward that everything goes through more predictable. And even when United had Ruud van Nistelrooy maybe 20 years ago, he was an incredible goal scorer. But everything went through that play, and they didn't win anything like as many trophies as he should have done. It wasn't until United moved him on and they played with Zaha, Rooney, Ronaldo that everything changed. So I'm not suggesting that City need Haaland on by any means, but I do think that teams they're now an easy team to play against because they know what happens if they don't go through Haaland, and it's just changed the fluency of the City attack. And in terms of kick at the backside, you're right, Craig. You look at the body language. Kevin De Bruyne doesn't look happy. Rodri doesn't look happy. Haaland doesn't look happy. Phil Foden doesn't look happy. And I think Guardiola said the other day. He said yesterday before the game that the only person that speaks the truth to these players is me. Well, who speaks the truth to Pep Guardiola? Who says to Guardiola, stop making silly selections, stop thinking of your team, stop confusing your players sometimes. So I think someone needs to speak about the truth to Guardiola as well, because it's not just about the players, it's about him.
Okay, just on that point, I thought Phil Foden was lucky to see the second half. I mean, I don't know he seems to have lost his mojo at the moment.
But he's not playing him, is he? I think, we had this big fuss at the World Cup. Why isn't Southgate playing Phil Foden? Well, Pep Guardiola wasn't. I think it's basically boiled down to the fact that it's Grealish or Foden. And I don't think Pep can either decide, or he's playing games, playing mind games with the 2 players, trying to motivate them. It's working for Grealish. I think Grealish is having that kick at the backside and he's delivering when he comes on. And it is easy to come on as an attacking player when there's a bit more space. But Foden, I think Foden's a great player. And he just doesn't look in the right sort of frame of mind. And he scored a hat-trick in the derby in October. I don't think he had 3 touches today. But you're saying that he was looking to come out in the second half. I thought the funniest thing was that Man United took Anthony Martial off at half-time, despite the fact that Marcus Rashford was injured at the end of the game. So that's how bad Martial was, that he left on a half-fit striker to get Martial off the pitch, who was probably the worst player of the game all round.
Yeah, I just want to quickly back up to something that Craig said, and then Augie obviously, developed on it regarding the City need, you know, a kick up the backside. I completely agree. And as you both were talking, I was like kind of thinking about both squads and how they are managed, and how Erik ten Hag, to me, has really done something remarkable, which is, yes, I'll bring the nostalgia back, I guess. You know, a sort of something that, you know, Sir Alex Ferguson would do a little bit, which is like the game is not just won physically, it's won mentally. So I look at the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, even Marcus Rashford, when he missed that opener at the very beginning and he just smashed the ground. Like they're all so angry. Luke Shaw, Varane, like all these players, they want it. They want to win. They want to fight, not just because it's at Old Trafford, not just because it's, you know, a derby, because they know how important it is to bring back this club. And then when I look at Manchester City, with all the money, with all the talent, you know, and all the stats that Craig and Mark has given us, I look at the squad and yes, I see a tremendous amount of talent, but do I see fighters, like actual warriors out there? Like, I'm not just talking about one or two. Rodri, of course, fights every day, right? But I'm looking at the overall specter of the squad, and I don't see it, Kay. I don't see that fighting spirit. So Pep Guardiola, I think, aside from the tactical and the pretty patterns and the possession, I think needs to say to his team, look, we need to fight, because this isn't just going to be a walkover, because Erik ten Hag and Manchester United are showing the complete opposite.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.